Hi, I'm Amy Lewis, and we're back with Pop-Up Tech Talks. I'm here with Ed. Ed, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ed Morgan. I'm a Senior Solution Architect for Insight in the UK.
So, as you can tell, Ed speaks English, I speak American. So we were having a little conversation about cloud adoption in the UK. What are some of the things you've observed there? What's the speed of adoption? What's happening?
So, there has kind of been a bit of a slower adoption of cloud in the UK as opposed to in EMEA and the US. But Microsoft just opened up a new Azure data center, several in the UK. So I think that's going to, speed things up a little bit. Don't really want to talk about Brexit too much, but you have to mention it.
Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah, too soon. But that's quite an interesting question because obviously some of the EU rules about safe harbour and data sovereignty and stuff. If we do decide to leave the EU, that might, we won't be bound by those rules anymore. So it'd be interesting to see how that reflects upon people's adoption of cloud and all the data sovereignty elements. So.
And that is a really interesting question. Again, not being over there, knowing the laws are so different. How does somebody, a technologist like yourself, how do you keep up to date with that kind of information? I mean, what do you go through? Are there trainings? How do you stay abreast of those kinds of privacy laws?
I do a lot of Googling. No, in all seriousness though, there's sort of within our business anyway, there's dedicated InfoSec guys who know about that sort of stuff, so I just go and ask them really.
Interesting. So is it part of your process built in so that you have to go check in? Because I can imagine it affects decisions exactly like you're saying.
Absolutely. So, when I'm talking to customers about, whether they want to use cloud or not use cloud, you have to always ask them what frameworks they need to abide by and whether they have data sovereignty issues or whether they can just throw data wherever, or whether they need to use multi-region, all these sort of things, it is part of the process or pre-sales process.
So do you think that has had a lot to do, some of those stricter laws and some of these other kind of uncertainties? Do you think that's had an impact on the level of cloud adoption, or is it just tradition?
And I think that's had an impact, but I mean, a lot of people now at sort of C-level are, cloud first, but they don't necessarily know what they're asking for.
Is it like a Dilbert cloud first kind of?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. So I guess us as technologists have to go and guide them or educate them, I guess, as to what they think they want to do and whether they can or they can't do that, right?
So what do you think is going to be coming in 2016? So do you think we're going to see it speed up again? I know I'm asking you to get out your crystal ball and predict a little for us. What do you think we're going to see trending in the UK in 2016 in technology?
I know it's a hot topic right now, but I think everyone's starting to explore containers and, all the sexy container stuff, Docker and all that. I've had a few conversations with customers about, cloud native architectures and things like that. But at the moment it's kind of just hot for us as technologists, right? We see it all on Twitter and all that good stuff, and it's not necessarily reflected in the market. But I would expect over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, it's like containers and cloud native architecture to become a lot more prevalent.
See, I think that's really interesting because we've got, I almost think it's like, they advertise prescription drugs and it's like, okay, we want this, and then go demand it from the doctor, and then you have to deal with people demanding the new prescription.
Yeah, no, completely right, yeah. It's interesting as well though, because you know what Twitter's like, right? It's like an echo chamber and it doesn't necessarily reflect what is actually happening in the marketplace just because we're all talking about a certain thing. A lot of IT managers might not be. So it's interesting going out and having conversations in the field to kind of realign what's actually happening as opposed to in the Twitter echo chamber, right? So.
No, I love that. So great advice from Ed. Basically, check your echo chamber with the bleeding edge against what's going on in the real world.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Even if you speak just American English. All right, thank you so much, Ed, for being on the show.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers.
And we'll see you next time on Pop-Up Tech Talks.